You know, my lighting guys are not, they're not fixing lights anymore. They're napping on the bus is what they're doing. Well, basically, I wanted to keep it simple and powerful and use a lot of lights, and that's basically where that comes from. And I did some pods, kind of like a Queen look, if you will, but with modern day LED bars, so I can still kind of create that look of a ton of par cans, but yet I can have all of them changed to red, all of them changed to blue, and they came out really good. These are the Martin Rush lights, and they're awesome. They're great. I love them. Well, that's kind of what I have to find a balance here between the rock numbers, the big rock songs that have a bunch of lights, everything moving around, trusses moving, to the story part where they do a little bit of a narration. Then I have to bring it down and use the video to to have a set look, so to speak. You know, I'll have some windows in there with some curtains flowing and everything to kind of create a kind of look for when the narrator talks or when he talks about the story. Well, you know, I always kind of start with the back, so I did these two straight trusses that have video panels all the way across, and I put some ROBE points on there on the top, along with some atomics, and I did that all the way across both trusses, and then underneath in the spaces where I have a little cutout for a video, I put the X4s, the GLP X4s, and those things are awesome, and I just use those things in the States on our winter tour in the States, and I used those GLPs, and they were just they were awesome. Loved them. Basically, the ROBE points, they came in pretty good, and you can open up the iris and you can get a good gobo look. And I've gotten rid of a lot of the big old style moving lights. You know, I used to use the 3500s all the time, and I did, but nowadays I actually wanted to go with an LED fixture that's a little bit smaller, cost effective, that looks just as great. And I got to tell you, with the points and the GLPs that I had, hardly no maintenance out at all on these guys. You know, my lighting guys are not, they're not fixing lights anymore. They're napping on the bus is what they're doing. The X4, the GLPs were great. Basically, what I did is I was looking for another light to replace my VL3500s. I love the VL3500s, but it was just so big and so bright. Earlier this year, I was doing the TSO thing in the winter tour, and we had projection. So I really wanted a nice LED light that wasn't super bright, and that I could use with projection, and just smaller, lightweight, less power. You know, it's got everything going for it. So last year I used a full-size Hog 4, and it was pretty cool, but it was just a little too big for me. So I went to the full bore. So I used the full bores and the Road Hogs. I used the Road Hog as backup. I use the Catalyst to control the video content, and we use Chaos, and Chaos provides the video, and we use the 9mm Wind Vision. So and we have some Versatubes from the video guys. Yeah, I guess so. I got Versatubes. I've been using Versatubes for years, but I kind of gave it a break for a couple years. But for this show over here, since the Europeans haven't seen it, I threw some Versatubes back in there. The video, what happens there is I trigger all the video through the Catalyst, through the Hog 4, and I have a content guy, Nick Militello, and he'll make me stuff like I'll say, I want the Notre Dame, go find the 3D model of Notre Dame and take it apart and lay it across our video, and he'll do that, and he's amazing. And all the stuff we just did here and in the winter tour with all the video content. It just looks amazing. Nick does a great job for me. I got like 7 songs that I do timecode for. So, and really more than anything, the timecode is really for the video, to get the video precise, you know. The lighting, I do some songs where I do the lighting to the timecode, but I enjoy running the lights with the band and everything, so I kind of keep a lot of the lighting just manual. But the video you have to, because there's no way sometimes you're going to be able to hit within a 30th of a frame in 1 second, you know what I mean? So, and it needs to be precise, the video does.
The songs are so dynamic on the record. They have a lot of quiet parts and huge parts, and it depends on the song and the story that's being told in the lyrics. So some songs are a little bit more subdued, but hey, I've been a rock and roller for 40 some years now, so whenever I can get my rock thing into it, and Paul's a rocker too, of course, so it all always ends up rock and roll. So, but just having the big lush orchestral sounds as well, that's just incorporating the two together, fusing the two together. That's the whole idea behind TSO, I think. We stuck with the analog console for quite a while. Our monitor engineer actually started using the SD7 originally, so I had a kind of a chance to look at it and see what it could do and see all the facilities it had. And the natural break came when we started the spring tour, where we had to go back to the smaller venues, some theaters and mid-size arenas. So we needed. Not only did we need a smaller footprint here at front of house, but also I was running out of input capability on the analog console because it was only a certain size frame, and we couldn't go any larger. So it was a natural transition at that point. And the Digico had a great reputation. So that's why, and like I said, the monitor engineer was using it, and just for system integration, we decided both to use that console. Well, I'm always used to having like an 80-channel console in front of me for mixing, and and that's why I suppose why I stuck with the analog console so long, because you could immediately reach for what you needed without having to go through the various layers and pages and stuff like that. So. But again, the way I've set it up is that I pretty much have everything I need right away, and you do have to learn a few new things, but we easily adapted to that, I think. Well, we're using the Clair system. Here on the spring tour, we're using Clair i3s for the main monitors and BT subs that are on the ground, which is different from the winter tour where we have the larger Clair i5 system that and also has the subs up in the air as well.
I like the amplifier they are using. It's called Love Group, and those are very good about management, sound management, which they have the lake system inside, so we can go the lake system to tune the PA very, very deeply. So that's I liked about. And we're using an i5 in the States, so that was that's a big format speakers. So then. This is i3 medium format speakers. Why we have i3 in here is we doing theater to middle size arena, so that's why we have i3. So which is this speaker going to theater very well, so that's why we have this one.
Really, it's just the number of people on stage more than anything. It's just there's a lot of mixes, there's a lot of singers, there's 10 singers in the show. So it's just a lot to keep on top of, just a lot of mixes. This desk, the Digico SD7, it's the only way to do it. I mean, we have 24 in-ear mixes, you can see here, and there's just no way to manage that. We have 100 inputs roughly, and you know, so many mixes. It's just the only way to manage it is with a desk that's this capable, that's this flexible. The whole Digico line is just so user configurable that, I mean, you can put inputs and outputs where you need them at hand's reach at all times. All of the tools you require are always there, available at the strip. Anything you need, if you know, multi-band comps, frequency conscious EQs. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So it's and the fact that it's just the ergonomic layout of the desk makes it very quick to get to any feature. So it's perfect for a show like this. We own our own wireless IEM systems. We own 2 identical kits of 24 mixes. And when we purchased, there really wasn't another option at the quality level that Sennheiser had. So we went with Sennheiser, and it's been a great product. It's been very reliable. We've had no failures with any of that equipment. Not a single channel failure out of 48 channels, 48 mixes of IEM, which is great after 5 years now on the road. So.